Hey, hey, what's going on, rock stars? Blue Rocker Guitars coming at you. Well, this is the first stage of the, finishing process. And what we have here is the Jaguar, and the client said that he wanted a piano black finish. And I brought that up in the earlier video. We're going to do a piano black finish, and some people may be asking, what the hell's a piano black finish? Well, simply put, it's basically the finish that you'll find on a high-end piano. And you're going to go, well, it's just black. It's like, well, no, not really. It's a lot different. It is black, but it's just deeper looking. It has just depth, a lot of depth. And you won't really notice that unless you take your black guitar and put it up next to it. And then when you take your black guitar and put it up next to a piano, then you'll see the difference right away. You're going, oh, wow, that just looks amazing. And yeah, it does. It's a very tedious process, sort of. I mean, for me, it's not tedious, but for beginners, it definitely is going to be tedious. So if you want to do piano black finish, I'll just kind of walk you through the steps that I use to accomplish that. Because a piano is typically finished in a polyester, not polyurethane. So it's different. Polyurethane and polyester are similar clear coats, but the difference between polyurethane and polyester is that polyester is very hard. It dries very, very fast. So I'll use that as a seal coat. So if you want something that's a really good seal coat, yeah, polyester will seal anything like that. Within an hour or two, it's getting hard. I mean, really hard. By the next day, it's rock hard. And you can sand on it, do whatever you want. You can hit it with 320. I mean, it's a really, really hard clear. But it also goes on really, really thick. To where polyurethane goes on thinner. It's not as thick. And it's more flexible. So 99% of the automobiles that are out there today are done in polyurethane because it'll dent, not crack. That's the main difference between the two. Polyester, you hit it, it cracks. Polyurethane, you hit it, it dents, possibly cracks, but you'll have to hit it really hard for it to crack. So that's why the majority of your guitars out there you really find, high-end guitars, are done in polyurethane, and they're usually sealed with polyester, because polyester is great for sealing wood. Polyurethane is a good final finish. That way you have a little flexibility. So how do you accomplish the piano black? Well, first you have to start with Hollywood black. That's my custom color. It's as black can get. Let's just put it that way. So this is the first stage. We got 2 coats of clear on this. A little indiscretion there. Don't mind that at all. We're going to just a little spray, take care of that. 2 more coats of clear, let it kick for 24 hours. Flatten everything out. Make sure everything is flat and there's no shiny areas. And you want to flatten everything out. Make sure it's really, really nice and flat. And I would use Wet Sand 800. Just go a little bit more aggressive and thin 1000. The reason why is because, well, you're about to put on a ton of clear to get that piano finish, piano black finish. So how would you do that? Well, depending on the clear coat you use, it might be a little different than how I do it. The clear coat I use is made by Sherwin-Williams, and they make a really good clear coat. And there's TCB Global. They sell clear coats, and there's really a lot of different clear coats on the market out there, and a lot of them are really good. So the chances of you getting a bad, clear, it's just how much you pay for the clear. So if it's real cheap, it's probably not good. If it's real expensive, it's probably real good. It's kind of how that works. So what I'm going to do next, after I hit it 2 more times, fix my indiscretion, flatten it all out with 800, then I'm going to come back 24 hours later, spray 3 rounds of 3 coats. That's 9 coats of clear. It's a lot of clear. So basically how I do that with the clear coat that I utilize is I'll spray the first coat of clear, and then I'll tap my finger, make sure that the the clear coat follows my finger, and it's ready for the next stage and then the next stage. After you put the first 3 stages on, I usually let it, because my clear is different than other clear, I usually let it set for about 25 minutes at that point. And where I'll tap with my finger, it won't follow my finger, it'll just leave a fingerprint. And then I'll go ahead and add my next 3 layers of clear. And then after that 3 layers of clear, I'm going to let it kick for about 30 minutes, maybe 35. Just enough where I tap my finger and it doesn't really leave much of a print, just a little bit. You'll see just a little bit of a print. And then I'll add my final 3 layers of clear. And then I'll let that kick for about 3 days, 3, maybe 4 days. And then I'll sand it really nice and flat. Usually start with 1,000, work my way up to 2,000, then work my way up to 3,000, and then, buff it all out at that point. And it'll look amazing, super awesome. It'll look deep, it'll look lush, it'll have that piano black finish that my client is after. And that's pretty much how I accomplish that finish. Now, after you buff it out, you want to set it aside for like a week, maybe 2, depending on the humidity and the temperature and where you live. Here in Florida, it's probably only take about a week to cure out. And that's 9 coats of clear on top of 2 coats of clear that I'm putting on this tomorrow. So that's 10 coats of clear. So the first 2 coats I'm gonna sand flat after these 2 coats. So I have actually 12 coats of clear, but when you sand, you're going to eliminate some of those coats, so the millage goes down quite a bit. But the 9 coats, I'm not sanding in between those. That's going to just go on all at once. It'll take me about 2.5, 3 hours to actually do that clear process. That's how long it takes. So about 3 hours of clear coating, which is quite a bit. And once you let it cure out, then you can put it together and it'll look amazing. And that's how I do my piano black finish. So there you are, little tips and tricks for you. And just read your tech sheet on the clear coat you have, and that'll kind of tell you your in-between times, your dry times, your cure times. It'll have that information for you depending on where you live. So all right, guys, like, share, subscribe, leave some comments if you want to talk about the piano black finish. And yeah, man, we'll see you on the flip side. Later.